Sweet. Okay, a quick disclaimer. We are at a school, so if people walk behind us, yep. Um, well, Josh, today we're gonna learn about partnerships. Are you so excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh just started an LLC, so kind of exciting. But partnership basics. So partnership is the oldest form of business structure. Started with like the Justinian Code, and so partnership, anytime that like two people are working together in the same business, right? And it says an association of two or more persons to carry on as co-owners of business for profit. That's from the textbook. There's different aspects of partnership at the federal and at the state level, and so like there are different things that'll help you or harm you at the federal and the state level. There's kind of three different types of partnerships that we talked about in this. There's general partnership, and so that just kind of covers everything that's not covered in the other two. There's limited partnership, and then limited liability partnership. And so we'll kind of talk about this today. General rules apply to all partnership styles. They're all non-taxable entities. So kind of fun. The creation of a partnership is created through either an expressed, so like that's like a written or an oral, like we are partners, or an implied, like we start acting like we're partners, and so that would be like an implied partnership. Um, you're basically just and then it can form either for a specific goal, a short time, or like forever, So there's like a time constraint on it. And there's like a this is our mission, and as soon as that's done, um, then we're not partners anymore, Um, or it's like we're partners for life, Hooray! Um, Partners are co-owners, and so if someone acts as part of a partnership, they can be held liable for things in the partnership. So, like if we go in on a business together, if you do something, like you're acting as an agent for me, and I'm acting as an agent for you, and so like whatever we do reflects on both of us. Partnership agreements. That's like a document that you write out the roles and responsibilities of each partner. So it's like, what are my responsibilities? What are your responsibilities? What is Cohen's responsibilities, right? We listed out. It may contain, I'm going to read this list, names of a partnership and partners, location and legal jurisdiction. So like which court we'd like go to if there are problems. The length of the partnership, how much each will invest, the allocation of losses and gains, when partners will divide the profits, division of responsibilities, allocation of voting rights, and then termination or dissociation with limitations. So it's like what would constitute us like or like me not fulfilling my end of the deal, and like what would be you not fulfilling your part of the partnership.
Yeah.
Um State law determines what's not outlined in the document. So if we don't write it there, then they just go to like the general rules. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Rights of partners. So unless the contract outlines differently, the division of profits and management, both partners are 50-50. So unless we're like, okay, 70-30 or whatever, then it'll just be assumed 50-50. Compensation, neither has the right to additional compensation. So like we're both expected to just give our all to the company unless it's outlined. Like, oh yeah, Becca's just going to be investing money, and then Josh is going to be the one that putting in the time and effort. So financial records have to be kept at the main location of your company. So if it's like a business office, or if it's just like at the house, like it has to be in that same place and can't be moved unless everybody in the partnership agrees to it. Yeah. Some responsibilities of partners. Oh, we're swimming in time. Both act as a partner and an agent for the other within the scope of partnership. So that was like what I was saying, where like if you do something for the business that like would reflect poorly on you, like it would also reflect poorly on me. But it's just within the scope of the business. So if you do it like on your own free time, you like on your soccer team in your murals and you like do something, then it wouldn't reflect on our business. So each partner has the duty to serve, the duty of loyalty, duty of care, and duty of obedience. So, duty to serve, that each of us have to contribute something to it. Duty of loyalty, um, that like you have the best interest of the partnership, and so you're always gonna like put that first. Duty of care, that everything that you do is in good faith, and so it's like if you do something and you thought that it was gonna like help business, right? But then it backfires, like you're still upholding that duty of care of like you were trying to do the best for the company, even if it didn't pan out that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so like having that provision in there helps you like assume risks in the business because like you need to be a little risky sometimes, right? And if you don't have that, then it'll like hinder people from like wanting to try. Duty of obedience, that is like disobeying or failing to comply with the contract. So like if I didn't uphold my end of the, the contract, we have our agreement of like these are my responsibilities. I don't do it, then like whatever damages come from that, I would be held completely liable for it, rather than like having that liability on you. Okay, the time we got left, we're gonna go through liabilities of partners, limited liability partnerships, and limited partnerships. Okay, so liabilities of the partners, general partnership, partners foot the bill of all the debts. So it's like in a general partnership, like we would have to cover everything for that. Joint liability shares the obligations of each party. And then partners can also be jointly and severally liable for all partnership obligations. So if somebody wanted to sue us, they could sue the company, or they could sue like you, or they could sue me.
Right.
Limited liability partnership. It reduces the personal liability and offers some tax advantages. You file within the state and then you pay the registration fee. It's kind of like the LLC.
Yeah.
Like if you went in with somebody else, it could be an LLP.
Okay.
That makes sense. Individual partners can avoid the liability of the misconduct of others. And so, like, if we have an LLP, like it would protect you if I went out and did something crazy that like reflected poorly on us and then they sued. Like you'd be like, that wasn't me, you know? And then your personal assets are separate from the company assets. So if somebody sues the company,
I don't lose my house with my car.
Yeah. Yeah. Limited partnerships. So an LP is it limits the liabilities of certain investors. So this one, and they're like it's medieval in the textbook. And so basically it's like you have the general partner make all the management decisions, and then you have a limited partner who like gives the money. So it'd be like that first one that I was explaining, where like you're the manager, you do all of like the managerial decisions, and then yeah, and I'm investing, and so I would only be out whatever I invest in.
All right.
So
yeah,
sorry about the beeping, but that is chapter 24. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.